Good morning, sir.
Hi, Al. Good morning to all of you. Advai, Shurishi, Dhanush. Dhanush, good morning. I see,
Morning, sir.
yeah, nowadays I'm seeing you in the morning sessions, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have missed out any class, you let me know, okay, Dhanush?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Hi, Sean. Sean is so silent in the group always, right, Sean?
Even in the school, he's so
Yeah.
silent.
Sean, you talk to all your friends. You make new friends, okay? Make new friends. That's very important. Yeah, how many of us are here? Yeah, we thought, okay, I think Vaibhav may not attend today. Okay, let me share my screen and see what's there for today. Pradyumna, how are
Yes,
you, practicing?
yes, yes,
I see only Advay and Pradyumna's exam completion. So I did not hear anything from other students. Shurisi, how about you? Have you tried the exam? The
No, not yet.
okay. So I tell you one thing, okay. So if you are not sure about the answer, right, you can refer or Google to find the answer. Okay, that gives you the that increases your searching techniques, and then you can refer your code also. Like if you don't find an answer, if you don't remember an answer, right, you can just go to the code and then see where in which class I have explained, and then you can try to remember again, recall it again, and then answer the questions. Okay. Yeah, let's see what's there for today. So today it's like more like the instructions are uh, the guidelines for building a website, your own website. Okay, I'm going to show you some tips and yeah, questions. I won't get into this part because yesterday I gave you already the test. And yeah, so data handling issue, what was that data handling? Yeah, so yeah, here I wanted to explain some issues that we discussed yesterday. So access key issues which Advai has asked yesterday, like why can't we do a capital letters and other stuff, right, in combination of giving the shortcut keys. So when going through the articles, right, so I got like the access key implementation in HTML has not been improved a lot because of a lot of complexities. So there are many shortcut keys already available on the applications, software applications, like browser also has its own shortcut keys, right? So the Windows also have its own shortcut keys. So along with that, if we also start adding many shortcut keys to our browser, it's getting confused. So there is a poor implementation, means so obviously it's not, there is no good implementation for access keys. So that's why there is a minimum level of support. So you can just make use of numbers also, 1 2 3 4 up to 9, and then you can make use of the alphabets, and then start giving those as access keys for the elements that you want to refer. Okay, so there's no we cannot make it like in combination of shift alt and then give a caps and then give two letters, so that's not supported. So because some browsers they treat shift key differently, control key differently, and alt also differently. So it depends on browser to browser implementation. So it's not, the code is not implemented properly. So you can just make use of the available alphabets and numbers for giving for using it as an access keys. Okay, so that's why I just wanted to highlight it to you. and data handling part. So data handling part is the one which who asked me
Viber.
Meghna asked and Vaibhav asked, right? So what is this about? Data handling means, whenever you have a data form data and then you want to submit it to the server, right? So usually, right, in general, in real use case, what we need is server side scripting. Okay, we need server side scripting. So server side scripting means, what is JavaScript code? JavaScript is a client side code. So you want a backend code to handle the requests that are sent from the front end. So in those scenarios only we can handle the data. So for that, what we need is either you have to go with the backend implementations like Node.js or what is that called? Java. Java is a backend handling part. So the one which is a part of this course is like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? So this will talk more of the design part. So more of design part, and will help you up to sending the data. So, but you need to have the endpoint or the server side script to handle the data that you are sending. So if you have built any of the, let me see if I have. Okay, the backend implementations currently I don't have it, so I'll try to give a small rest endpoint to handle the data. Okay, maybe in the next few classes I will see if I can implement this part. Okay, so that's like different subject actually that goes into different subjects. So basically the idea here is like whenever you submit the data from the front end, right? To handle that data, you need to have a server side scripting. So server side language. Okay, that should be running on different port or same port. Like PHP is one. PHP can handle. CGI is the one that will handle the data.
Can you just send us like a code that you have?
Yeah, I still did not build it, so I'll build it for you, and then I'll let you know, because I there are multiple implementations. Vaibhav, like you can implement it in Node.js. You can use it in the npm. You can make use of npm also, and then that's like you the one which you're doing it is like you can create the design and you can send the data also, but there is no backend script to handle the data, right? So that I'll try to add one small function, and then I'll show it to you. Okay, so I'll share you the I'll share you the content. I'll share you the steps to see how to handle the data. Okay, that gives you some good enough
So,
information.
so without data handling, we cannot fully make the website.
See, that's where there is I'll get into the point 3 now. Okay, there are two things that you need to remember. Okay, think about your website, whether to be static or dynamic. So this is the place where it actually makes the difference. Static means what? Just an information website. Okay, so information website means what? You'll just add the content in your website saying about your products. This product is this, and then you'll explain like this product is available in multiple colors. So it is available in red, blue, green, and its size is this much, and its weight is this much. So you'll specify all those details in your website. So that is just like a static. Okay, when you want to purchase that item, means when you perform some actions, click actions like uh, purchasing online. So it's like you're sending the request to some other system. So that comes under dynamic part. So you are sending the data and then getting the response, and that response may be different ways of different types of response. It could be, there could be a success message, there could be a network issue, there could be the request that has been stopped in between, like it is fully not processed. So the for the same request, you may get multiple responses. So all those multiple responses, your website should be able to handle. to show proper error message or proper message on top of the screen. So that comes under the dynamic part. Okay, so you have to see about what kind of website you want to think. So basically here what I wanted to highlight it to you is like the one which you have started is just a base. Okay, the one which you have started in this course is like basic. So the next steps would be very easy for you. So here what you'll come to know a lot of coding standards, and then how to write the code. You'll understand the code if you encounter somewhere on websites, so you'll easily understand. So for now what I suggest is like get information now and then go to the next level step by step. That's what I said in the first class, right? So there are step by step way of learning the things. So for now, because you don't know what is code at all, right? How the computer understands the code. So now at least after 1 month you understand like how the computer treats and all the set of instructions, how the lines of code. Okay, before this, before getting into this slide, I want to go back to the css properties, css style properties here. Okay, here I want to give you some more details about like the how you can make use of css to show some three-dimensional styles for your text. Okay, so yeah, let's see here some more properties we have. Text transform. So let's understand what is this text transform. Okay, I'm going to write a code. Yeah, before that, I found some simple, yeah, I have added class20.html. Okay, this is simple data. Okay, simple data. Fine. So this data, like this is scripting, JavaScript, right? So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to read the data that is submitted using a GET request. Okay, post we won't be able to handle in the JavaScript. Okay, let's see an example. What we have, let's go to class 17. Okay, class 17, we have a form data here, right? So form data, and then action I'm giving it as class20.html. Okay, so here I want to add a function. So before that I will make a copy of this. Okay, I'll make a copy of this, rename it to like class 20.form. Okay, class 20 form, and then this one I will rename it to class 20 params. Okay, I'll just add it like this. So
What are forms and params?
I'll explain that part. Okay, there's nothing here now. So let's add it in the index.js. So this is what
Params are
Vaibhav.
parameters.
No, this is like what Vaibhav has asked, right? So it's more related to that actually, how to handle the data when it comes back from the server. Okay, so 20. I'm just giving some idea so that based on that you may have some other thinking. So 20 and then lesson 20. Okay, so 20 we don't have it, right? So what I do is 20 hyphen form. Okay, I'll give a hyphen form. Now let's go back to our screen. Okay, here I'm going to add localhost. So here localhost 1000. So here one more thing you can notice here. I'll just give localhost colon 1000 and just enter. I did not give index.html. Okay, still the index.html page is displayed here, right? Can you guess why?
Did the local host recognize that index.html is the landing page?
No, this is a good question. So I'm going to show it to you like why it is displaying by default index.html. You go back to your installations folder and then nginx configuration, go to conf, open your configuration file, Okay, in the configuration file, you go to the server block where you have written. Okay, here is your server, right? So what you have given for index? So the default index.html you have given as index.html or index.htm. So it will try to look for these two files in this folder by default. If you don't specify anything, it will display this or this. Okay, whichever it finds. Fine, just wanted to give you an idea. Okay, yeah, where is that? Yeah, we are in the class 20, right? So I'm going to click on class 20. I'm going to remove some stuff here, okay, so that it looks clear. So where is that? Yeah, 19, 17 also I don't need, so 16. Okay, here I'm going to remove some details. Okay, remove some details. Body form, yeah, text box, last name and password. Okay, I'm going to remove all this.
In the previous class, you copied from class 17, so there are some styles which you put in .css file, and there are two of those same IDs, so I don't think the CSS can find which uh, style are we talking about.
Which one? Class 17?
Yeah, you copied in class 17 the dev note one, right? That same thing is written in class 20 dash form and
Okay.
even in class 19. So I don't think styles for HTML.css will be able to find what it's saying.
No, it will find it. You know why? Because you can access only one file at a time, right? So either you can access class 17.html or class 19.html at one time. So if you access class 17.html, it will load like the element is found inside class 17, so it will load apply the style. Okay. So class 20 also same actually. So let me okay, here, right, I'm going to take out only the submit. Okay, submit and reset. So we have tried the reset function, right? Reset button functionality. So resetting the form. Are you aware how to reset a form?
Yes.
Okay. So reset, yeah. Let's see actually, what's how the form looks now.
If we put
Okay,
value
it will
in
remove.
the submit button, will that come in the button other than submit?
Okay, value, right? You wanted to add value. Yeah, submit. You want to add a value here, right? Yeah, it will take value and then send to server, something like that. You can add this one also. Refresh this, so the text will appear here on top of the button. Okay, here let's try something new. Okay, so I want to apply some styles here. So let's apply some style as background. Which color you want? You can apply some background colors. Okay, so background color. Now you see it should display in yeah, the colors will get displayed and you change the text displayed. Okay, so the color of the text that is displayed is you change it to white. Okay, it becomes white. Now you can make it bold also. See how I'm changing the styles. Font weight is equal to bold. So go back here, refresh, it becomes bold. And you see, let's add these styles in the CSS. Okay, so because styles are getting increased, right? So there are many styles already. Okay, what I do is I'm going to cut this part and I don't need this anymore, and I'll give class here. Okay, so I'll give a class for the button submit style. Okay, so I'm going to the CSS file.
You need to put dot.
Perfect. So what is that? Submit hyphen style, right? So I'm going to add all here. Okay, one by one below the other. Okay, after this, save it, refresh. Now you see, so it's not taking any effect. I'm going to press Ctrl 5. Yeah, there is no changes here. Okay, let's see if it is really working or not. Okay, here I'll make it, I'll comment out this part and see. See, it's not working, right? Because we have taken out, because you see here, what is there? The file is not saved, so we need to save the file. Now you see it's taking effect. I'm going to change the comment, uncomment this line. Okay, I'm going to uncomment. Okay, now you see one more thing, one more different. Let's try to give some effect to it. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to copy paste the same and start using the pseudo class. Pseudo class yesterday we learned, right?
Hover.
So yeah, hover. Okay, on hover I want to display a different color. When we hover on it, just right on this, the color would be same. Yeah, so let's see if it works. I'm going to refresh. See, whenever I mouse over on it, it gets changed, right? So let's add the border also. So let's add border radius. Okay, border radius. What kind of border radius we want? We'll give border radius. Where is? Okay, let me.
Is it necessary to put a percentage symbol after anything we put in border radius?
No, it's like, how much percentage you want to bend the corners. The corners is sharp, right? So how
Yeah.
much round you want it. So it gives the, like, it gives a slight curve there. Okay, yeah, when you mouse hover on it, it's getting changed. So because we added it here, so let's add it here also, and then here we can remove, I think. So you see what I'm trying to show here is, like, you can make some kind of flexibility so that, whenever you mouse over on it, and then you can see the changes on the button. Okay, so now
Still not working.
which one? What is
That
that?
send to server is still not bending the corners.
Oh yeah, it's there already. It's there, but you cannot see actually. It's okay. You want to see it, you can just give 50%. You'll come to know. Give 50%, you'll see the difference. Okay.
Hmm.
See here, right? So let's fine. So let's move to other things. Okay. Now what I wanted to show is, like, whenever you type anything here. Okay. First name is I or something like this, right? So I want to send those details, right? So what I do is, first thing, where is this form? Yeah, form is get, and then we don't need encoding type here. Okay. Whenever there is a file, we need this encoding type. So the file will be sent in parts, and the form data will be sent using form data encoding type. That's why we use this encoding type also. So we are not using file, so we don't need this. And password also, I'll just take it out. We don't need password also. Okay. Now see here, refresh. Let's make it simple. Okay, let's make it simple. Here we have two text boxes, and then let me call a function on submit. When we on submit, so on submit, my on submit event. Okay, so I need to call this event, copy it, go back to my script, add function here. So here what I do is I'm going to add this keyword here. Okay, I don't want to get element by id first name, get element by id last name. I don't want to do that. So what I do is I'll add this keyword in the on submit. So when we have an on submit here, when you pass this to on submit, it's like, you know, you are having a form details. Okay, so using the form you can get the values. So let's see, actually, you know, form dot, what is it? Okay, I'm not sure, so let's alert and see. Okay, console dot log, I want to see what's printed in the console. So you can give like this, console dot log is like, you know, for checking what is printing on the browser console. Okay, so files are saved.
But then you can use the print,
Yeah, I
right,
will
other
show
than
you. I will
console.log.
what is it, Advay?
Other than print, other than console.log, you can just put print.
Alert,
Print.
alert, right? So print actually prints. I'll show you here what exactly it happens. Okay, so console is there, console. So whatever you added it in console.log, right, it is going to print it here. Okay, now let's see what exactly it's printing. So which file is that? Class 20 form, right? Class 20 form, and then JS file, it's in the JS. So usually for building any code, right, so it takes some time, but you just have to be, yeah, little bit, you know, patient. So I'm going to click on send. The control came here. So now you can see function, right? So using form. So the form is passed to this, and then how can you get it? Form dot elements. You see form dot elements. There is, you can get all the elements using the form here. You see, for input, first name, last name, submit buttons, all those things will be available. So let's see. I don't know what code I need to write. So that's why, you know, I just, you know, came here and then added console.log, and I'm trying to write my code here and then use it in my source code file. So just form dot elements. So form dot elements will give all the elements that are present in the form. So what elements are written now? First name, last name, reset button, and then send to server, right? So all those details you can find it using, yeah, where is that? Console. Yeah, here. Form dot elements, just press enter. So it gives you collection, right? So here you can find it, array dot from. So you can give form dot elements. So it gives you 5 list of items. So you are converted to list of elements here. Now you want to use it, right? So you can use it this way also. Home, go back to the home. Form of elements, give a square brackets. Within the square brackets, you give single quotes and give first name. So it should give input field. Okay, so whatever input field is there with the name, first name, it will try to retrieve. So the same way you can add all the buttons also, like, you know, last name. So this is last name. You can get last name element also. And let's
Can
see.
you give us the first line again?
So which one? This one?
The first line.
What is that first line means?
Like scroll up.
Scroll. Okay.
No. I mean like in the console.
Okay.
So we first put HTML form collection something.
Yeah, it is like, all the elements that are available in the form, right, will be of this type, HTML form control collections. Okay,
So
this
first
one's,
we have to type form.elements, then
and
array.forms.
no, array.forms is for my understanding actually, to see whether all these elements can be listed in a sequence or not. So you see 0th index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index. So there are how many elements altogether? Yeah, 5 elements. See, that's why the length is 5. Okay, so whenever I retrieve using form.elements, so it contains 5 elements.
I don't understand what are you doing and how.
Okay, Advai, you see, this is what I'm trying to do here is forget. Okay, so I'll make it simple. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get a variable URL. So I'm going to make an URL, create an URL. So what is that URL? Dot / class 20 hyphen params.html. So this is the place where I want to send the send my request details. I'll give question mark and then I'll give, yeah, you just make use of f name. So what is the f name? Form. You know this, right? This is an appender. This is an appender in the URL. The data handling part, as Vaibhav told, right? So I'm sending the data, form data, to another page.
What is F name?
This is like custom defined parameter. So I'll tell you like in this page, right? In this page, you will get the first name value with the alias name as f name. You can give anything here, okay? First name. So that's why I always say like this part would be confusing when you try to send the data. So first you try to focus on the design part. So just to give you an idea, I'm just trying to do this, okay? Fine. So I'll just give only one parameter, okay? I don't want to give all. So form dot elements of, what is that? First name. Okay, first name I want to send the details. So first name you got it. Dot value. So whatever value is selected in the first name field, right? So that value you are passing it as a first name parameter. So this is like key value. So you are assigning the value of the text box to this parameter and sending it to this URL. Okay, so this make this as URL. Okay, URL.
Can you make it into an array?
No, here this is an URL, right? So this is like query parameters. So whenever you want to pass some details, this is like get request, right? If you see here, ours is a get request, right? This is a get request. So only in the get request only we are able to handle the details, but it's like we are slightly thinking in a different way. So we are sending the data and assuming that we already got the data. So that's why we are trying to do this. Let's see actually
So
how.
if you want to collect more than one data, then we just create more variables.
Okay, more variables like this. You see, add. Okay, you have given first name is equal to this, right? So now you want to add one more. What you can do is you can add using ampersand, and then last name is equal to what last name you want to give. Again you give form dot elements of last name. So the last name should be in single quote because it's a ID that is trying to find. So dot value like this. Okay, now you are sending two values to this page, okay, with the name, first name and last name. So query parameters, we say these things as query parameters from here. Whenever you find URL with question mark, right? So whatever properties you mentioned there, right? It's all comes, you all understand that as like, query parameters, okay? Now we have this, so form dot action. So we'll try to see whether form dot action is there or not, okay? Form dot, so form dot action is already this class20.html, right? So we'll change it. Form dot action is equal to URL. Now I'm changing it to form dot action and then calling form dot submit. So I'm calling the submit action, okay? Yeah, let's see. I'm going to save this. So I give this, okay, fine. It should, I'm going to close this part. If we need, we'll open it again. So I'm going black, Control F5. Yeah, now you see I pass more and then take now this and then send to server. So yes, you see there is a question mark here, but it did not send. So some processing has been done in the back end. So basically what I'm trying to say is like, whenever you click on submit, right, what it will happen is first name is equal to asmo ampersand last name is equal to, assume that we have this response from the server. Whenever I click on enter, you see the JavaScripting can handle what is the value for first name. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read the response and then display this name. If you want to display, you can display this one. Okay, first name, because in the code here I'm just adding first name only. So if you want to alert one more, so just repeat this one. So here make it as last name and then this one becomes Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, and now it becomes the last name.
In the first, why did you add param value, and in the last, why did you add last name other than param value?
No, you can add anything. It's like custom variable. So I want to declare a variable, so I'm declaring a variable. So we cannot use same variable for two fields, right? So that's why I use different variables. Okay, this is how you actually handle the data. Okay, you see, I'm sending this data from previous screen and getting the request like this. This is like response. So the response is having the query parameters. Why you understood, right? This is called query parameters. Okay, this is one query parameter and this is another query parameter, and these two are appended using ampersand. Okay, and query parameters should always be starting with question mark.
But is it not printed on the web page?
But if you want to print, you can add more logic here. Like instead of this, you just add a div here and print it. Div id is equal to f name. Okay, so here what you do, instead of alert, right? So you can add document dot get element by id.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in some websites you're like browsing something and then it's like sign up to our website newsletter, you'll get everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I know it's a form, but how did it make it pop up? Is it like a alert tag?
That is custom, like model. So you can use div for that.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I said. There are many CSS style properties which you can make use for specific purpose actually. So that's why I'll tell one by one. Okay, so I'll give you an idea. So which functionality can be achieved using what skills, what technologies. Okay, I'll help you out. You can ask me, whenever you get any doubts, right? You can post it on WhatsApp, okay, so that others will get some ideas. And then whenever I'm browsing something, right, I'll post it back to you, the replies. Okay. So it should be interactive so that you will also, gain a lot of, get a lot of information. But yeah, this is how Vaibhav, you see, we can do document.getElement by ID. So this page is not fully, properly formatted, right? So this will fail actually, the script should be after this, right? So like this. So here dot value, and then you can display it dot inner HTML is equal to first name. So you can just paste it like this. Let's see. So you can give like this, and then it gets printed here, you see. So you can.
What does inner HTML exactly do?
Okay, 1 second. This is a name. I'm going to give this. Yeah. So this is what I told already. Inner HTML is like, this is the div, right? So it will print the as a content. So what is inside this div, right? So all this content is inner HTML. Okay. So or inner text. It's like a content of div. You try to understand this way. The content of this element is called inner HTML. Okay. It can be like, with some other tags also in between. So if you have, where is that? Yeah, it can have, different tags also in between, like, span, like this. Okay. So the whole content is called as inner HTML. Okay. Now you want to make it bold also, you can make it actually according to, so I'm just giving you an idea here. So here now you got this, right? So you can use bold tag for first name like this. So how, so inner HTML, whenever you want to use some tags for the first name to be displayed, you have to send it to inner text. Save it, go back to page, refresh. Now this is an alert statement. You see, I printed it in a bold, and then the second one printed it in a, yeah, here because we haven't assigned last name here, that's why it came. Okay. Now it would be like this, you see. So one is bold, one is normal text. So this way, you just can play around with the data. Fine. Yeah, let's get into the other things that we are planning. What is this? Yeah, CSS style properties. So CSS style properties, I want to show you some way, the styles, what you can do with some styles. So let's learn about this, text transform. Text transform is one of the style property. So for which you can easily convert the text into uppercase or lowercase or capitalized format. Okay, so let's give an example to this. I'm going to add class 20 to this. Okay.
Isn't that the one we learned yesterday? To low and to upper.
Right. So that we did using the JavaScript part. You understood, right? You see here. Okay, let me make a change to this first. Okay, I'm going to 20, go back to index, and then add this. Okay, and here I don't want to add this part, I just make it. Okay, let's refresh this. So here we are here, right? Class 20. Yeah. So you see here, we learned this one. In the division, when you mouse over on it, it becomes caps. So how we did this one? We did this using JavaScript. So class 20, go to class 20. I'm going to close these forms and all. Okay, where is this class 20? Yeah, here. for the span, you see there is a mouse on, mouse over, and one mouse out. So this is a JavaScript function. So go to this function and see. Yeah, we have function here. You see, we did it using JavaScript function. So we are converting it to uppercase and we are converting it to lowercase using JavaScript. Now I want to show you some text without using JavaScript function, how you can make it capitalize. I'll write it in a small text only, but it will, when it displays in a capital form, capitalized form, or lowercase or uppercase. And I'm going to teach you one more new way of adding the styles. Okay, so let's go back to this class. Yeah, here I'm going to add one more div. Okay, let's add a div, and in this div, okay, in this div I'm going to print all in small case. Okay, all the text in this will be displayed in uppercase. Okay, now let's, yeah, I want to apply a span here. Okay, or span or p. I'll give what is that? I'll give h4. Okay, I'll give h4. Okay, now, so where is this h4 element located? Inside div, right?
Inside div.
Inside div. So I want to apply style to this h4. So what I do, I will give it as a common using elements. You see, I'm going to give a new way of adding a style. Okay, yeah.
But
Here,
I think in the styles there is already H4.
repeat again.
In this for a file which you are in, I think there's already an H4 in there.
No, there is h3. H3 is already there here. But okay, let's give you raise a good point. I'll make it as h3. Okay, I'll make it as h3 to show you the difference. Okay, I'll make it as h3 here. Now what style it should apply?
The default style of H3.
It is applying, right? So whatever default style we gave in here the color is rosy brown. So now it is applying this style. Now I want to show you a different way here. Okay, so I'm going to take it as div element, right? So div element, within this there is a h3 element, right? And for this h3 element, text transform, I'm going to give it as uppercase. That's it. I'm going to save it. Okay, so, yeah, I'm going to save this, and then let's see, and then refresh on the page. You see, I did not do anything. So what did you find? Two styles are already applied, whatever styles available, right? So how did all this text become in the uppercase? Using CSS, I did not do anything. So you go here, I change it to lowercase now.
Oh, because it's already written in the code that when you just refresh it, it'll just become uppercase by itself.
Right, correct. You see here, I'm going to refresh this. Everything changes to small again, small case. And you see, I'm going to change it to, what is that? Capitalize now. Capitalize. Let's see capitalize how it looks. Refresh this. So the first letter of the word would be in capital letters. Okay, now yeah, I'll show you exactly. Okay, Vaibhav, I'll show you what is that about. So yesterday I added some more content here. Okay, what is that? Give me an exam. Okay, give me a second. So what I did is, we have this. Whenever you mouse over on this, right, it becomes small. This we learned, right? So what I did is, like, we saw from bigger to smaller, right? So the bottom one is smaller to big. So what I do? So let's go to the small second dot. So it becomes big now. So the first one will go small, the second one will become big. Is using the transition. What's the property? I forgot again. I forgot. Yeah, transition property, transition duration. Okay, fine. So yeah, this I wanted to highlight this one also. So to give you, like, no need to write all the text in the capital letters. So you can control using CSS styles also. Okay, and one more thing is a new way of writing the style. So so within the div, right? So there is a h3 element within the div. So for that h3 you apply this style. So it means that, so the notation would be, you just have to add a greater than symbol. So greater than symbol says that, h3 element is within div. Suppose if you have one more element inside h3, right, saying span. So in this case, you see here, in this case, it just applies only the h3
U.
style, h3 style.
Only U is in uppercase.
Because
I
we
mean
wrote in
capitalized.
capital letters. Because we wrote it in a capital letter here. That's why. Okay, now. Okay, now only default style. Suppose if you wanted to apply, let's apply span here, because we added span, right? So let's apply span here.
So at the beginning it was not finding span.
Yeah, now it will find, actually, within the div, there should be an h3. Within that h3 there is a span. So the style is applied only to this one. So you can see here, that is what it means. Within div, I want to apply a style to h3, and within the h3 I want to apply a style only for span element. So only for span element I'm going to capitalize. Let's make it uppercase. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to refresh this. So only the span, you see, only the span, it came in uppercase. Okay, so this is one more way of, applying the styles to the child elements. Okay, fine. Now we saw
I
this one.
can't concentrate with all that annotation going on.
Okay, one second.
I was annotating.
Okay, fine. It's okay. I just disabled it. Now let's see. We add a new. Let's learn about the border also. Border we learned, right? So let me add a border to this text. Okay, to this text. Let me go here.
You can just put that border.
No, I want to give a class. Okay, let's go to here. I want to give a class. Now I want to give a class here. So what class I want? So this is like, to upper display. Okay, just okay, text transform. So I'll give it as text transform element, right? So I'll give a text transform. Copy this one. I want to apply a border to this div. Okay, that's why let's copy it. Go to my styles. So as this is a class, what I should do?
Dot.
Okay, here I give width is equal to 400. Yeah, actually, tomorrow I have a plan to say, like, when do we use px, em,
PT and PC.
yeah, I'll explain that part. We don't know what is px, right? So that
Pixel.
units, no, pixel is there, but pix means what? Image. El means element. So it's like, picture element. So element size. So I'll give you those details, tomorrow.
When are we building the website?
Yeah, that's what, it's part. Today I wanted to give instructions only. So based on that instructions, we will slowly align with the website part. Okay. So this is 50 characters here. So 50 height. So now what is this border? I want to print a border, right? So border, I want to give it as 2 pixel solid of which color? Just red. I'll make it as red. Okay. Save it. So now you can see the div is printed in 2 pixel, right? So this border, you can change it. You can change it, the style of the border. So I want to give dotted here. So just add dotted in place of solid. Then you can see it as dotted like this. Okay. If you want to give double, so it gives double lines. But here it's not visible. So let's I think it's not available here. So maybe just try dotted also. Okay, dotted here, and you can see the border will be printed in dot dot dot. Okay, it's not visible here still, so I'll make it as 4px, and then refresh this. You'll see this dots like this. Okay, so now we understood this part also.
Maybe if you put a break line, the BR tag, or after
Okay, you
all
want
the text.
right. So fine, that's a good suggestion. So let's add BR. So BR is not working. So because BR should be within, right? So it's taking within that height we have fixed it here, right? So that's why it's coming like that. So height 50 pixels we have fixed it, right? So we'll remove this part. So it will come. Okay. So fine. Let's move on to the other one. So yesterday I forgot to say the selectors we use visited we haven't used actually. So we used
Power and focus are the
yeah.
same.
So for these two, right, what we call it as pseudo class. Just remember for your idea pseudo class. So fine, and there is one more way, 3-dimension styles display. So we can change the text to display in 3-dimensional way. So how? Let's try that. Okay, let's try that part, and then I'll add a new div for that. So fine. So here I'm going to add a new div and then only one element. I don't want to add anything. So
The class should be different.
yeah, the class should be text 3D. Okay, I'll just mention it as text 3D. Copy it, save it, go to your styles. So class, right? So I'm going to give it as a now give font size. Font size you make it as 50 points. Okay, and what's the color? Let's make it as some spring green. I'm going to make it as a spring green, and let's add this part, text shadow. There is a property called text shadow. Okay, I'll just copy this part. Okay, but while copying should be careful. Okay, because this is a PPT, right?
You
So
can first put it in Notepad, then you can put it in Visual Studio Code.
okay, that's a good suggestion. So control yes. Okay, fine. I added it here, and I want to add one more time here. 8px, 8px, 4px, and then bold. Yeah. So you can add many number of properties here like this. Save it, and yeah, here it is. We still have to make it as font weight. We'll make it as bolder. Okay. Save it. Yeah, we applied style, and then yeah, content is all ready. Refresh this. Now you see you can make control F5. Okay, so you can make it as yeah, I'm going to remove this part and see. Oh yeah, I lost it. Local. Okay, here. So the folder text. Okay, it should be for this, right? For this text, we are doing it bold and this style. Yeah, I think some.
What is text shadow? I could not see any shadow below
Yeah,
the
yeah.
text.
Actually, there is a shadow. You see here, there is a shadow. Actually, it's not. Seems like there is some junk characters. That's why. Okay,
You can
let
inspect.
me yeah, let me check it there. Yeah, this part, right? So, okay, you see here in the right side.
Oh my God.
You see, that's why I told you should be very careful while copying the content from PPT. So let's make this one here. Okay, let's make changes here and copy from here. Okay.
It is written over the 0px.
Yeah, it's okay. So that's what I suspected. When we are, these are all common experiences. So that's what whenever you see some kind of thing that is not working, you should not get panic. You just have to find a way to figure it out, like what could have been went wrong.
But why are they 3 times px?
It's like I'm going to give a shadow, right? So this is like normal notation. You just remember this way. So that actually gives you like how to display the shadow part. Okay. So I'm done up to here. Control C. Yeah, now it should work actually. I'm going to remove this part now. Okay, save it and then control F5. Yeah, now it looks correct only, right? So let's see. Yeah, here I'm going to close this one. Yeah, you see here. So
Wow.
there is a shadow here, shadow to the bottom, right?
It looks like the text is coming from the screen.
Okay, can repeat?
No, the text, it looks like it's coming out of the website.
Yeah, correct. So you can just
It looks for me more like 3D than shadow.
yeah. It's like some way it's like you get a 3D feeling. You see that because of the shadow, right? So you can actually display the text, making it like a 3D image. Okay, it's not exactly a 3D. It's looking like 3D. Okay.
In the iPasmo website, there are some pictures which are links to go to that main page with assignments and everything. All the tabs are there.
Oh, right, correct. That is e-platform, right? That is different actually. So that's icons. So the I'll give you the I'll give you some reference links for that. Before that, okay, there is like font awesome icons. Remember this, okay? Font awesome icons. It will provide you with some basic icons, okay? So you can change the colors and then look and feel of this. So if you want to make use of these icons, you can make use of these icons for your website, okay? And you can change the colors of this also. It's a pretty simple. Just click here. Okay, once you click, you see how it looks. So this is the image that they already have. So what you have to do is you just have to use this part in your website. Just try to import the font awesome JS file and then start using this part. That's it. Okay, you try to explore this font awesome. This is quite very good actually. This gives you for icons, right? The apps, so you can make use of this font awesome. But I'll give you. I want you to try to explore that part. So while building a website, I'll try to see like if I can import any icons.
Do we need to have a license to start a website?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm going to explain it here, okay, in this slide. So I
You
have some
need
points here.
like hosting server.
Yeah, I'll explain that part, Vaibhav. You see, first of all, to build a website, so you just pay attention here. So what's the time now? It's already 10. Yeah, I'm going to take another 5 to 10 minutes. So let's read out these statements. Okay, be sure, like just pay attention and then write down the points which is really applicable to you all. Think about your website, whether to be static or dynamic. So first point about if you are creating a website, right, you want to think about it like whether to be a static or dynamic. So my suggestion is like you start with static, slowly make it to dynamic, okay? So that you have to do it. So even my website is also like that. So it's like a static information. I slowly add the content to make it dynamic, okay? So you can also make that. So just make it dynamic with some 1 or 2 pages only. Don't bring in more pages. You have to start with whatever you have in the small, okay? Start with small, right? Okay, give me a second. Fine, now let's read out the second one. Build the proper folder structure. So we already discussed about this, right? So the project website web folder structure. Create a CSS folder, create JS folder, create HTML folder, and an index.html. So that's the good standards. Follow that for any of your website. Okay. Then design the layout of your website. So what kind of layout you want, like header, footer, and body content. How you want to structure your page components on your website. So that you have to think about it. You have to come up with your own designs. Okay. So once you come up with your own designs, you have to find what is the relevant CSS styles available to have the proper layout for your website. Okay, so that you have to think about it. And then that is the third point. And then you when writing the code, right, you should always follow certain standards, code standards, which I always keep on saying, like so you see here I gave a space here. Without space also it works, but the best standards is like give best practices is like you have to give a space and start the curly brace, give write the style property in the new line. Okay, and then after each property give a semicolon and then close it with this one, flower brace. And then this looks clear, even in HTML, right? You see there is a proper indentation, and uh, you start using double quotes for attribute values. Even if you don't use double quotes also, it still works. There is no issue in this, but the best practices you have to follow. So that's what I always say. Okay, give proper indentation, give a spacing wherever it is needed, and give double quotes wherever it is needed, like that. Okay, so those are all the coding standards that you need to follow. And JavaScript also, you need to follow certain standards. As I told you, function, and then give a space, and then give space here. Even if you don't give space here, it still works. But good practice is like, give a space and then write the content inside, and give a space after and before equal symbol. Okay, like this. That's a good practice. Fine. And I'll note it down. So whatever we have, I'll just I'll give some instructions about the best practices. And then fine, next one is like, design the font size and colors for your website. So which colors you want it to be on your website. So you have to choose all these things before starting any website. Okay, so think about this. And then if you want to design your own logo, if you want to design your own logo, you have to design. So one way is like, I'll give you an example here. So
Font awesome.
no, not font awesome. Okay, online logo maker. Yeah, online logo maker, search for it, and I'll give you some good free logo design. So here you can design your own logo, like let's give like Vaibhav wants to design with the icon with Nalla belonging to what is his category. So what do you like, Vaibhav? What's your industry?
Robotics.
Okay, robotics is like let's make it as computers, right? Robotics, I don't see it here.
Technology.
Okay,
Technology.
is
The last one.
Okay, let me. Yeah, I cannot see it here.
He's saying
I'll
it's
give
technology.
technology, and then you click on get started. It gives with some default default logos, so which you can use it for your purpose. Okay, you see, let's give an example here. Let's go back. Yeah, here you can. I'll minimize this part. Okay. Yeah, here you can make use of some readily available. So you can download it, and then you can start using it for your website.
But
Okay.
how to get the this?
If you want to download, you can download it here. You see. So once
We
you
can
get it,
just save it, right?
yeah, here you see. No, they ask for you have to register actually to download. See. So edit my logo. So you already did this. So you wanted to download it, you can download it like this. Okay. So this is enough actually. Free one is enough for initial starting. Okay. So this is one of the logo design website. Okay. Now, otherwise, I don't see like you need to have a graphical way of logos actually. Even if for us also, you see, I did not give any graphics. Should be pretty simple to be precise. Okay, what your website is about, it should be precise.
When I click on that yellow color iPasmo in the landing page, it says that iPasmo something and hero. HERO.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like an ID. We gave an ID here. It doesn't do anything actually. It doesn't do much. Okay, it's just an ID, and I want to move it to that ID, so you can ignore that part. Okay. Now, what was the other point? Yeah, design a logo for your website and find the images for your website. Yeah, this one is also like I'll give you information. The right website. So the right website is like Pixelbay, something like Pixelbay is there. So try to find this Pixelbay where you can download the free images. You see the bottom. So you can download images like this. So for you, but whenever you download, you just have to give credit to them. Okay. So something like, this is an image, right? So you want to not, yeah, try for free. Okay. Try for free download. So whenever you try to download, right? So what it says is you just have to give credits to them. See here, say thanks to the, it will ask you to download, you can download it. Okay, I downloaded to download section, and then say thanks to the image author. So like creditant isn't requiring, but linking back is greatly appreciated, allows you can use it. So you just have to copy this one. You see in your image, wherever you use that image, right, the background image is there, right? That image wherever you use on your website, you just have to copy paste this one and then add it in a small text. Okay, so that it's like they have put a lot of efforts to come up with the image, right? So you have to give a credit back to them. So just give write small text in the bottom of the image. Okay, so there are many images, you can download it from Pixel Bay. And yeah,
Can we convert the pictures into our wish?
yeah, once you download, you can do whatever you want. So but
How?
just give a credit back to them. Okay,
That's at the corner.
oh, what is it, Vaibhav?
I was just telling him that you can just say pics from Pixabay at
Oh,
the
okay,
corner of the pic.
okay. Oh, fine. Yeah. Now next one. Precision is important when working with HTML. Yeah. So precision is like every character that you type in HTML or JavaScript or CSS, right, should be very careful. Okay, every character makes the difference. And yeah, once you are comfortable with all these points, the last point comes into picture. So how you want your website to be displayed? So we want to display it on the browser or mobile, and then responsive. If you want to make it responsive, you have to go with Bootstrap style sheet. Okay, Bootstrap is like it's a built-in what do we call built-in style sheet. So which you have to use it for in your website to make it more responsive. So it changes the website look and feel will change according to the screen size. Okay, so whatever screen size is, like mobile is small, right? So the alignment will change according to the screen. Fine. So we understood this Bootstrap also. Bootstrap, if you want, I'll say like if I can give a training on that part. Okay, in as a separate course. Fine. Now next one is like what is needed to host a website once you are ready with your website, right?
A domain and a web hosting
Yeah.
server.
So you need a domain name. Domain name is like so our web iPasmo is there, right? So ipasmo.com. Suppose if you want to use your own, let's take an example of Vibo only. So I'm going to give as Namecheap. Go to namecheap.com and try to find a domain if you want to buy anything. So nalla.org. If you're trying to buy org, try to find it like if that website is available or not.
Do we need to buy?
Yes, you need to buy this domain name. So it's like Nalla is already expensive, so you can just make use of. I'm just giving some example, okay? So it's like $9 per year. So you have to purchase it here.
You should try GoDaddy.
Yeah, GoDaddy is also okay. That provides with domain name and hosting service also. So yeah, here SG 1.99 for first year. So you can try this one actually, .com.
Cheaper.
Yeah. See, there are other websites. So once you purchase this is like domain name. Okay, you're just purchasing the domain name. So this one costs around maximum of $10 a year. Just for your understanding. So there
How
are
much
yeah.
does iPasmo.com cost?
Yeah, I doubt it's $14. I think 14 around something. Yeah, $14.
Sir, is it yearly? The paycheck, is it yearly?
Yes, it has to be every year renewable. Okay, every year you have to pay that amount. So to keep it alive. Okay.
What happens if we don't pay?
Uh, Somebody will take it over. Like, next year it will not be available to you. If somebody buys, right, then you cannot reuse the same website again. Suppose next year if I don't pay the amount, right, what will happen is, suppose Shivrashi came and then Shivrashi feels ipasmo.com is good. So she will immediately pay the money and then she will purchase this, right? So I'm lost with this domain name. I cannot use it anymore. So even if I want to use it, the system will not allow, because the hosting services will not allow, because I'm not the owner now, right? So like that. So okay, that's it's like every year renewable domain name service. So you can purchase this domain, and if you want some kind of domain related email ID, like our info at apasmo.com is there, right? So if you want to purchase that, you have to go to optional GoDaddy. Okay, you have to go to GoDaddy, or some email service providers are there. So go to godaddy.com and then try to purchase it there. So where is that? Yeah, you have to find it here somewhere in the
Email
website.
and office.
Yeah, this not sure, but you can purchase it here actually. If individual, yeah, here you see 1.99 per user per month. So
Oh my God.
for email also, for if you want to custom email, right, they charge $1.99 per month.
You can use Google Suite. Google Suite.
What is that?
Google Suite.
Yeah, Google Suite is very expensive. They charge $8.
My school uses that for all the students.
Mine
Yeah,
also.
yeah. It's very expensive actually. They charge $8 per student. You know,
Why?
uh,
Why?
They
because
need to make money, that's why.
yeah, right. That's
Profit.
What?
that's
What was the reason?
Profit.
They need money.
fine. So just to make money,
They need money to run Gmail.
What is that, Shurashi?
They need to. They
Make money.
need money to run Gmail.
Right, correct. Yeah, you're right. So that's how they live, and then they give opportunities for others to live also, right? They give many jobs also, right? So that's like cyclic process. We just have to buy the services, and then that will give employment to others also. So that's why the world is all running now. So it's like not much, but G Suite is quite bit expensive when compared to other services. Because they provide additional apps also, which we don't need it. Okay, fine.
I mean, my school uses G Suite with Google Classroom.
Google Classroom also, right? Yeah, they provide a lot of 65 apps, or some 65 apps they
There are a
provide, I
lot.
think. Yeah, a lot of
And
apps are
many
there.
apps are not available to normal users.
Correct. Yeah, true. You're right. So I think you all got some good information. That's very good to know. And where you can host your website. Suppose once your website is ready, right, the code is ready, you can deploy it in multiple hosting services, like yeah, DigitalOcean, it's like cloud. So I did not purchase the hosting service. I purchased the infrastructure. So we purchased the infrastructure, and then we are making our website there live. Okay, and our because of our e-platform, so we wanted to deploy our e-platform also separately. So we wanted to have a cloud. So,
How
and
much did it cost? How much does it cost to
There,
host
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
a
of
website?
a hosting website that hosts free websites, like max, I think about 25 MB. I forgot.
yeah,
Because it was
it
not
actually it actually differs with yearly. They charge maximum you can go up to $120 around yearly. So that's also that, like everywhere it's a payment, and then you just have to
Why?
use their services.
I placed it in the chat.
Yeah,
Does that mean
The link.
if like Apple.com, the worth of the domain name will be very expensive.
Apple.com, I'm not sure exactly whether they are into hosting services or not, but they deploy, they have their store, app store. So they charge very, I think really expensive. So I heard from our iOS developers. So it's like yearly developer license we need to purchase. So means if you are a developer for mobile phones, right? So Android developer or iOS developer, right? So you need to purchase the developer license also.
The link
Right.
which Vibe sent,
Mhm.
that website checks the browser before accessing it.
That's
Okay,
a
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
risky
Please,
business.
I refrain. Please do not share the links. Actually, that's not some of the link. Why? Because I don't want to to send the untrusted or not secured one. You all
This
can
link is
post me the
shared by
URLs.
my school teacher. My school.
Okay. No, just I'm just giving an idea because see what happens is like we should not. There are many unknown links that will come in between. So I don't want that to happen. Okay, because this is not the right time. Okay, there are many scams are happening and all. So that's why I provide the link
No,
section
they
in my website.
redirect to other websites, so they earn money.
Yeah, that's why I always give links in my e-platform so that you can refer from there, the trusted websites and then the proven websites. So I'll put it there. So if you want to share any links, right, you can just send the details to me. So I'll review that and then I'll upload it in the links section. Okay. And yeah, so here this part is like where to host your website. So you can host it in DigitalOcean or GoDaddy or iPage or Bluehost. There are many actually. You can find it in Google hosting websites. So you can find many websites are there. So hosting also
How to
again a
find
separate
if
charge.
it is a scammed website?
What is that, Advay?
How to find if it is a scammed website?
Can I?
Okay. Okay, I'll ping you separately. Okay, there are a lot of
I have a better idea. Just go to Google Sites. It's free.
yeah, Google Sites also like it recommends some unwanted and unrelated contents. Shivresi. So if you are using Google Ads, right? So that's where the problem is like it captures your details and then renders the content according to what you are searching. So that's also not suggestible.
Can
So
I leave?
yeah, I think we are done for today.
I have another class.
Yeah, fine. So we are done actually. So I'll give more information and then we'll start with project. Okay, we'll start with basic project. That's it from my side. See you all tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
bye. Bye.